Hey, welcome back to Logical Republican. Thanks for stopping in. My apologies for not getting much content out in the last week. It was a busy, crazy week, and with the holidays coming up, it's going to be crazy as well. So I will honestly do my best to see what I can do about getting something up here at the very least every other day. In the meantime, if you do like what you see and like what you hear, hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, the reminder button, all the buttons, and let's dive into this. So if you're in the mood to go out and see some fentanyl-induced zombies by the hundreds, I've posted 3 videos now on my YouTube channel driving through San Francisco's Tenderloin District, roughly 3 months apart. Now, on each of these trips, I've started at roughly the same point, right off of O'Farrell, or on O'Farrell, and ended right around Polk near Geary. A couple times I've gone past Geary. So prior to each of these recordings, there have been various periodicals, news websites, claiming that the number of homeless people on the sidewalks and the streets of San Francisco are decreasing, and the homeless programs are working. Hallelujah. The San Francisco Chronicle, the Examiner, the Standard, SF Gate, NBC, ABC, KTVU, KPIX, blah, 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 all pimping this propaganda for City Hall, it seems, and in particular, former Mayor London Breed. Now, I invite you to go back and watch each of these 3 videos and form your own opinion on if anything has changed since my first video, which I think I put up in May of this year. The second one I think was in August, and then the third one was a couple of weeks ago in early November, if I'm not mistaken. Now, go back and watch and see if anything has changed, anything has improved. Now, granted, my last video did show a water station and a portable bathroom. Woohoo! Yes. Okay, finally. And what looked like an actual social worker talking to somebody, because he was wearing a vest and he had a clipboard and was talking to somebody who looked a bit downtrodden. Improvement? Yes. But that's it? I mean, a single water station for hundreds of people? It doesn't really move the needle. The city of San Francisco, I've harped on this a dozen times, spends north of $250 million per year on various homeless programs. And I've seen reports, and some guy pointed out to me, that the number actually exceeds $1 billion per year on various homeless programs, projects, etc. That's billion with a B. Okay, for a city with 700 and whatever thousand people, $1 billion. My God. Now, if you've spent any time in the city outside of the mostly residential areas, okay, if you're up in Diamond Heights, you're not going to see homeless people. If you're maybe in the outer Richmond, you're probably not going to see any. If you're in Pacific Heights, come on now, be real. But you know full well, if you've been downtown in the Tenderloin, or if you've been south of Market, or you've been along the Embarcadero, or other parts of town, you know full well it's not money being well spent. Now, of course, and again, I've harped on this many times as well, there is no forensic accounting or even a basic audit of where all this money goes. The public has no clue where the cash is being spent and in whose pockets the checks are being put. Which individuals, which consulting groups, which advocacy groups, where is the money going? We don't know. Maybe a more transparent city hall with a new mayor, we can actually find out. But from my personal observation, again, this is my observation in my humble opinion, drugs and drug abuse combined with a lack of drug sale enforcement from the San Francisco Police Department and the lack of prosecution from the San Francisco District Attorney Office are the main culprits why some of the streets are littered with human debris. And when I say human debris, I'm not saying that to be derogatory. I'm saying that just from pure fact of this is just people whose life is now basically rotten to the core. It's due to a glass pipe or a needle. Okay? It really is. I mean, that's really what it's come down to. And one can argue that, okay, well, the cost of housing or a lost job or another life-related crisis is causing this. Well, In some part, maybe yes. But in reality, it is drugs. It is the lack of drug enforcement. It is the availability of drugs on the street. And it's the lack of city programs doing anything to get these people into rehab. Now, if you watch my videos and or better yet, make the journey yourself in your car, or if you have like major guts, get out and walk. Walk this area and see if I'm correct. See who's right. Is the press right where the numbers are getting better and you feel safer? Or am I more correct where it's still a cesspool? Make the journey yourself. I mean, there are strung out junkies not getting a helping hand, and the tax dollars from us are spent blindly. And go out and walk. Get pissed off, because that's really the only way this is going to change. In calendar year 2023, over 800 people in San Francisco died on the streets of drug overdoses. 800 people. That's 2 dead per day. Absolutely insane. Just think, if it was 2 people per day who died in traffic accidents, or from gunshot wounds, or from food poisoning, there would be an international outrage. But drugs? Who cares? If we clean up the drug dealers and the drug abusers and the tenderloin, it's called gentrification. And we can't have that, can we? Where would the drug addicts and gang members sell their drugs and live? I mean, they do need a place to live that's affordable, right? We can't kick them out and make it nicer. The tenderloin has been an eyesore for decades. Decades. As long as you and I have been alive, probably, the tenderloin has been an eyesore. All right? For various reasons. The 2 largest homeless outreach churches are located in the tenderloin. They provide free meals and clothing and other services, and generally they do yeoman's work. I mean, they do great work. It's where people who are in need go and get a hot meal. I've donated to both over the years. I think you should too. It is a very worthwhile cause. Now, they are not the reason why the area is a dump. However, they are, I don't want to say a contributing factor, because the druggies go there to eat, and I don't know what kind of programs that they have to help. I'm sure they're getting city money, but let's take the churches out of it, okay? Again, they do great work. But if you go in San Francisco, let's say from Mason Street all the way out to Polk, and from Geary, you could probably go higher up to Sutter, but let's just say Geary for the sake of argument, down to Market. Drugs were available as long as I remember. If you wanted sexual favors from whatever provider you were in the mood for, whether it be a young man or a young woman or a man dressed as a woman or anything else in between, the streets were available for whatever. It was there, okay? If you wanted heroin or crack or weed or any other illicit drugs, readily available as well. There was never that much enforcement. I mean, there was police presence, and you would see the occasional raid, and it would make the newspapers, and then it would be back to normal, probably because the vice cops were on the take or something. But in other words, not much has changed, except now people are actually dying in large numbers on the sidewalks, and the streetwalkers have largely gone elsewhere because it's not safe for them to walk around with cash in their pocket, because the drug dealers or the drug abusers would probably stick them up. It's crazy, isn't it? But the good news, the San Francisco Chronicle and the others post headlines that fentanyl deaths have plummeted in 2024. Yes, our tax dollars are at work. Only 650 people will die on the sidewalks of San Francisco in 2024. Only 650. Let's all pat each other on the back, shall we? Jesus Christ. Okay, so the number is down under 2 people per day dead. Now, let's ask the question. Did less people, or will less people die in 2024 than 2023 of drug overdoses because of better programs or better enforcement or better whatever? Or is it because there are less drug addicts to die and that are left on the street because they're already dead? I don't know the answer to that one, okay? Maybe the pool of potential dead people is shrinking. That is a absolute definite possibility. Again, I don't know the answer. The point is 650 people are going to die or have already died in San Francisco in 2024 from drug overdoses. Heroin and fentanyl, okay? Now, the elephant in the room is where exactly is SFPD in all of this, okay? In my 3 videos, there has been very nominal at best, police presence in an area of town with a very high crime rate. Both physical crime, violent crime, property-related crime. There has not been a single foot patrol. No beat cops. Nothing. I've not seen a damn thing. No bicycle cops, no cops on motorbikes, or on their dirt bikes, rather, that you see like at events or other things. Nothing like that. It's been copless. All the police cars, you know where they are? They're parked in front of the Tenderloin police station. They're parked literally in front of the police station. Right up the hill from the front door of the police station, there are dozens of people with crack pipes or various other pipes and needles doing drugs strung out like zombies, camped out on the sidewalk. A whole block of them within 50 yards of the front door of the Tenderloin police station. Not a damn thing is being done. The police cars are sitting there with cold engines. And glass pipes are getting fired up right up the block. Well, maybe now with London Breed out and her defund the police folks getting the boot from City Hall, something actually might be done. Maybe the new mayor, Daniel Lurie, will do something to make sure the money is spent where it should be. Maybe he will actually audit the books and be transparent and see where the money actually goes and put criminals into jail. Because again, the people who are not strung out, hanging out in the Tenderloin, I promise you, those are the drug dealers. Get the abusers into rehab. Get them out of a shooting gallery. Make it all work. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, logicalrepublican.com. We'll see you tomorrow.